Well, this is unexpected all of a sudden to come back on, but yeah, greetings ladies and gentlemen, I'm Daniel,
I'm Ryan.
and, welcome to, oh god, I feel like a hypocrite for doing this now, but welcome to Castlevania 1 for the NES right now. So yeah, um, it's, yeah, it's weird, just coming back for Halloween, but yeah, here we are.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Personally, I don't really have that much knowledge about Castlevania. My knowledge of the series only extends up and from Symphony of the Night.
And that's it. You've only played like the first like modern Metroidvania, and that and like. Oh, then again, it's old. This is old Castlevania, so it's the more platformer-esque like, system, which is more archaic and more limiting. But even then, some of these games are still fine to play even with limitations.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that I think looking at this, I feel like the original NES trilogy, while good, still suffers a bit too much in general, just because of how their structure is.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, this is Castlevania 1, which I thought was everyone's favorite, but apparently people people enjoy Rondo of Blood like a lot, just because it's one of the two more like less limiting Castlevanias, if I'm being honest. Like the other one is a remake of this game for the Super Nintendo, Castlevania 4, because naming is just weird for this series in general.
I thought that people really liked Symphony of the Night. I thought that was like
No,
the
they do
general
too.
favorite one.
They do. I mean, they do a lot because one, it's the first, it's the first like legit Metroidvania. Oh, for God's sake. Anyways, it's the first Metroidvania, so it flows so well. Not only that, it controls better compared to games like this. Because let's try to explain the controls now. So for Castlevania 1, you are Simon Belmont. And you only have one walk speed, which we're seeing right now. You suffer knockback from every hit you take, and you can't control your jumps in midair. And climbing stairs is a bitch. And it's gonna be very prevalent within the NES trilogy. Like, the other games try to alleviate this, but to some degree, as in you can jump on stairs and drop off of them.
Mm-hmm.
Not in this game. And it gets worse. It honestly gets worse in 3. But anyways, here's a boss. Let's see how well this goes for the boss right now.
Did you activate Zawaldo?
Yeah, well, yes, I did, Ryan. In fact, that's another thing for that the Belmonts have in general. These are the sub weapons for each character. Right now, we're using one of the best sub weapons for this game, the stopwatch. Basically, it does stop time for most enemies and the surrounding stages in certain fashion. Oh, by the way, but yeah, in terms of sub-weapons, there's only a couple I'm going to show off. I don't show off like all of them, just because I was actually hell-bent on beating this game, because I'll admit this now. One, this is a spliced run, even though I don't care. It's only to show the game. Like, this was never going to be a speedrun in general, because I don't know how to properly speedrun this game. And two, I was having trouble just recording this game in general, so, well, we'll get to that when we get to that, just because, well, like I said, Castlevania 1 is very archaic, and honestly, it'll get worse in 3. But, for the most part, yeah, so you have a plethora of sub-weapons you can use. The first one is the dagger that we picked up in stage 1. The second one is the axe, which goes on an arc. It is useful, but it's not as prevalent. The next one is the cross that I could have picked up in the beginning of stage 2. Well, yeah. This is technically stage 2. For some reason, this game counts screens as stages. Yeah, in actuality, the stage counter at the stage counter in the top right is supposed to be, I think, yeah, the stage counter in the top right is supposed to be, I think, screen in the Japanese versions of this game. But in terms of sub-weapons, there's only two that matter in this game. The first one is the stopwatch, which, like we said, does Zawardo, but the problem with it is that some enemies won't be affected by it. And the second, and without a doubt the best sub-weapon in this game is the Holy Water, which we'll see later. And honest to God, let's talk about a little recording hiccup right here, just in general. So, I was trying to record me doing a flawless Stage 2 run. The problem is, I was being very stubborn and wanted to use the stopwatch on Medusa, even though, I'll admit this now, trying to build up the Holy Water would have been a better idea. Yeah, we'll get to that when we get to that, but still though, yeah. This is basically a classic Castlevania. You know, you just hit walls for pot roast and just try to maneuver. Can I also say this now? I hate the fact that people. Do you remember when we did when we did Doom? And we talked about the chain gun having so many names technically.
The what?
The chain gun.
Yeah.
Yeah, the pot same issue with the pot roast. Like it's either some call it wall, some actually call it pot roast, some call it wall meat, some call it wall chicken. It's like,
I mean, is it wrong?
I mean, admittedly, to perspective, not really, because then again, this is still like I mean this is like after the after like Atari years, so you know sprites are more like conceivable compared to what they are in Atari like Atari days. But even then, like I mean, for some people, it's still like up to imagination.
It's debatable if it's chicken or beef, right? But then you know, like when people say pot roast or like wall meat, that's not wrong.
Yeah, that's not wrong either. Yeah, but you know. Oh, by the way, what we just saw there on the ground is the rosary. Some call it the crucifix, but yeah, it's a screen dude.
Again, is it not the same thing?
It's true. Yeah, that's the thing about this. Anyways, here's another choose.
If
I could, it's a no she is.
Oh, okay. I was like, you know, now that I think about it, I think the main thing that turned me off of Castlevania was the Belmonts. You know, like I don't think they're that interesting characters. And at the same time, you know, lashing weapons aren't necessarily like in my top favorites.
Oh,
either.
By the way, that was a cut I did, and welcome to the actual time I'm doing this, doing stage 3. And can I say I do like Castlevania's music in general, but I'll be honest with you. Okay, so this song is.
I'm pretty sure everyone likes Vampire Killer. You know what I'm saying?
Everyone likes Vampire Killer. We saw that in the first stage. Here's my problem though with this stage, this song in particular. This song is called Wicked Child. And admittedly, I don't like this arrangement.
You don't like the original?
I don't like the original arrangement of Wicked Child. I think it's overused. By the way, that was the Flea Man. I fucking hate them. We'll see why later, but yeah. Admittedly, Wicked Child actually, like, every time I hear NES Wicked Child arrangement, I'm like, not even in orchestral form, I'm like, no. Like, I don't like it. In fact, the only version of Wicked Child I actually like is, the Sharp X68000 version, I believe, in which it sounds like, Tales from Sonic the Hedgehog on a Moonlight Stroll. I know it's a very weird analogy to give it, but honestly, I really like that version a lot more.
I think it's interesting that you brought that up because, you know, in general, you like the original stuff more.
Yeah. That's a weird thing. Yeah, I tend to go for original arrangements a lot, or like original spriting and whatnot. But it's like I'll admit there are certain oh god, that actually scared me. Fuck this Frozen Ball. I'll admit some bitches stuff I don't like just because of I think people only know that, variation, or it's like to the point where it's overused and it's not as enjoyable anymore. I'd say it's kind of the reason why Arashi no Saxophone 2 actually turned me off. It turns me off as well. Like the intro is great, but I can't find a beat for. I can't find like a jive with like any other part of the song.
I think my favorite one is 5, Odyssey no Saxophone 5. It's the third. It's the 13 one. 13.
The 13 one. Okay.
But overall, I think as of right now, my favorite Yagami team theme is Saxophone Under the Moon. The 14 version.
The 14 version, right?
Yes.
And even then, I'm too used to. Well, for Yagami team, it's basically if it's not Saxophone 2.
If it's not Saxophone 2, it's okay.
I immediately like Saxophone 1 more. Sadistic Guys is also excellent. The problem is that Iori's an unlockable in 99, so we won't hear that a lot. Here we are with the cross I'm only going to use for a bit because, oh god. Actually, I'll say this now. This is technically a blind playthrough, which I'm usually against, but then again, I think when we did Curse of the Moon, you said that you felt like that was technically blind when we like went over it. Admittedly, oh fuck's sake.
I don't know, because like you said that you beat the game like how many times?
3, yeah, 3 within that short amount of span.
Like from my perspective, it's like
I kept falling into...
Yeah, it seemed like you kept falling for a lot of mistakes, that's why I said that.
Yeah, then again, remember, like, I beat it within that like, small amount of time frame, and I thought I was confident enough to go ahead and, like, do the game without, like stupid mistakes like that, so which is why I called you up, like, that quickly, when we did it. Yeah, though, I'll admit, though, me doing Castlevania right now is going to be worse. Like, this will be the example of me doing blind and doing, like, way worse compared to, like, Curse of the Moon. Admittedly, I have tried Castlevania 1 a bit, because, my cousin also got the NES Classic. Actually, someone gifted it to her. And we were messing around with it, and I did Castlevania. I was stuck on stage. I was stuck on this stage for a while, actually. Like, I couldn't beat it. And now it's better, but yeah, here's me trying to use a stopwatch against some mummies, and oh Jesus. Like, I'm trying to avoid that dagger. I think I tried avoiding it, like, way too much, like, doing this. But yeah, here's me trying to use a stopwatch on them.
And
now
it doesn't work, right?
Yeah, it doesn't work.
Okay.
Yeah, like that. So I have to get some holy water. And I am still trying to fall for that like a dumbass. Anyways, what you saw there was me picking up a Roman numeral 2. That's what we call the double or triple shot for this game. Certain characters for the classic Manias have this innate ability where when they have a sub-weapon, they can pick up a Roman numeral that allows them to shoot multiples of that certain sub-weapon. So what I got there is also so like I said, if you get the Roman numeral 2, that's a double shot, and once you get the Roman numeral 3, it's a triple shot, obviously. But the thing about them is that I mean they're pretty useful for this game, but for certain enemies, only the first one's like damage will register compared to like. I'm sorry, I'm trying to get my head in here. By the way, I fuck up here, so yeah. Then again, they would have given me holy water in the stage anyways, but as soon as I saw that,
why did you jump?
Because I couldn't. I was like, I didn't. Okay, right. Here's the problem when you play blind. You don't know when you're gonna get holy water again, so you're sad and you're like,
no, it was like on the other side, and you jumped, and that was like quite literally the exact opposite of what you're supposed to do.
I was like, I can't live with this holy water anymore. Because here's the problem with classic Castlevania until Rondo of Blood. If you have a sub-weapon and you accidentally pick up another sub-weapon, you can't pick up the sub-weapon you previously had.
Yeah.
So that means you have to build up holy water again in this instance. It's kind of if we're going to like compare another Konami game in general, it's basically Gradius Syndrome.
I have no idea what that
In
one
that
is.
instance, it's basically you build up your ship, but you die and you have to start from from scratch. That's basically what Gradius Syndrome is. Like you're having the time of your life, and then you get hit by one thing, and oh, that's it. You have to build up everything again.
Oh
And
no, that's what we call Symphony of the Night, where you're basically a god until, you know, Alucard loses his powers.
no, see, see. Okay, immediately that's more like that's more you got actually trying to be not really, but anyways, here we are at. I hate this stage. I think I got stuck here the most. Well, then again, I get stuck in the next stage after this because of stupid shit. But oh, for fuck's sake! Can you guys guess why I hate Fleeman?
I'm going to assume it's because you have bad timing.
Yeah, that too, and also the fact that they're fucking sporadic as hell. And these are the ones on birds, so you know their spawn rate is just ugh. Even then, we got a game over, but it doesn't really matter in the long run. Game overs in Castlevania is you just basically restart the stage you died, you got a game over in. So it's not as bad.
Hey, that raises the question. When you say stage, do you mean like the screen or the actual stage?
The actual stage.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah. Even that, yeah. Me cutting to the current screen right now was actually an edit. But yeah, we're also I'm sorry that we're not trying to talk about a bunch of other stuff in here. So yeah, another thing that can fuck you up in classic Castlevania, random item drops depending on what you kill or what you hit. So sometimes you'll get an invincibility jug or a Laurel. All of a sudden,
Is this one of those games where the power up can actually block you, or can block items?
Sort of, but not really. Oh, like, we'll see what. God damn it. That's the kind of shit I'm talking about. Now I have to, well, I die here anyway, but it doesn't matter. So, let me just show you me just trying to get to the boss with the dagger. It's just gonna suck. But yeah, that's the thing about classic Castlevania. You're limited, but immediately once you can plow through the stages easily, once you can plow through the stages, you'll get a sense of satisfaction just in general. Admittedly, some people don't like that kind of don't like that kind of structure in games, but then again, what can you do? But yeah, so we killed that bone dragon there. God, I hate the fact that I actually we're doing a commentary while speaking through this, even though I should be like explaining a bunch of shit. And oh, fuck this boss fight. So you're basically fighting Frankenstein's monster while he has a partnered Fleeman, who's indestructible, by the way. So I have to do this.
Oh, so you just have to just beeline to him then.
Yeah. And that is the equivalent of God in this game, and you're gonna see how much I fuck it up in the next part. But anyways, there we go. The 3 stages of no, I think it was, yeah, 4 stages of Castlevania done. Or Castlevania 1 completed in just one part. So, yeah. We'll just see you in the next part, I guess.